So what I want to do is I want to make clear that there are two worlds. There's a world of what we call the downward spiral. This is the world of complaint, the world of no chance, it can't be done, it's too difficult, the resources aren't there, other people are doing better, it's hopeless. We could go on and on and on. There's another world, I'm happy to say, which is why I asked for another flip chart. Radiating possibility is shaped like this. And the arrows go out in all directions, and we don't actually know where they're going. It's a place of possibility, and that's what we're here to discuss. These are two conversations. One of them, there's a lovely story of the two salesmen. Some of you have heard this story. Two salesmen go sent by a shoe company to Africa to see if they can sell shoes in the 1900s. And they had telegrams, and one of them wrote a telegram back saying, "Situation hopeless, stop. They don't wear shoes." And the other one wrote back, "Glorious opportunity, they don't have any shoes yet." Those are not statements about circumstances, they're reflections of attitude. That is a conversation. There's a conversation called the downward spiral, survival. There is a conversation called possibility, scarcity, despair, scarcity, abundance. Right. Those aren't assessments of the situation. They are reflections of attitude. I teach at the New England Conservatory, where I have a class that I've been teaching now for 43 years. I have students from all over the world. They come there to study, graduate students, amazing players, wonderful people, but they are so anxious about the grades, about the competitions, about the pecking order, about all this stuff. It just closes them down so much. They are so anxious. They're always listening to that voice in the head. You know, the one that voice speaks in the head, the one that says, "You aren't good enough. Others play better than you do. You're going to miss that difficult bar." That keeps going and going and going and going. And it became such a problem for me as a teacher to realize that even extraordinarily talented and able people were being stopped, being really held back in their expressive life because they were so anxious about the competition and about the grades, that I came home, as I always do, to Roz, and I said, "Roz, what can we do?" And she came up with this beautiful idea that I should give each student at the beginning of the year an A in the first class with one condition. Not the one you might assume, which is that they have to come to class. I say, if you don't come to class, I can't promise you the results of the class. If you do come to class, I promise you a major breakthrough in your life and in your music. And they do come to class. Last week we had 57 students, 52 of them were enrolled in the class. Now, the condition is this. They have to write me a letter in the first 2 weeks of the year, a letter which is dated the following May of the next year, so 2009, the year when the class ends. And the letter begins with these words: "Dear Mr. Zander, I got my A because." They then have to write me a letter describing who they will have become by the following May to reflect this extraordinary grade. And I tell them to fall passionately in love with the person they're describing in that letter. And they do. They write about who they could be, who they would be, who they see themselves as. If only that damn voice would stop telling them they can't do it. And when I come into class, the person I teach is the person they have described in their letter. You see, I only take A students. It's interesting. Many of you are smiling, and some of you are going, "Oh? How does he do that?" Well, it's very simple. You can give an A to anybody. Try it. Give an A to a taxi driver, to a waitress. Give an A to the other drivers in traffic. You can give an A to your mother-in-law. You can give an A to anybody. Right? And what happens when you give an A is that the relationship is transformed. Roz is a therapist. She says if there's a breakdown in a relationship, you're not giving somebody an A. Think about it. What grade are the Arabs giving the Israelis? And what grade are the Israelis giving the Arabs? And how are they doing? So this is a new way of relating in the world. I can imagine a conversation between a Jew and an Arab which says, "It is a privilege to share this land which we inherited from our forefather Abraham. And just think what we have given to the world in art and culture and knowledge and mysticism and religion, and what we could teach the world about living together. That is something. Now, that conversation hasn't actually taken place yet. If it did, it would transform the world. Michelangelo got this one. He really got this one. He said, in each piece of marble, there's a beautiful statue. All you need is a hammer and a chisel just to get rid of the stone that's in the way of that beautiful statue. That is a theory of education. It's not the one we use. The one we use, we're up here with the teachers, the students are down here, they try to get up, they try to get up, they try to get up. They practice, they do their homework. This is as far as they get. This is the gap between their achievement and our standards. And they try to get up a little higher. Michelangelo's model is totally different. It's eye to eye. We each have a hammer and a chisel in our hand, and we're trying to get rid of that beautiful, all the stone that's in the way of that beautiful statue. That's what it means to give an A. And she said something else, which I'm going to pass on. I didn't get this for a while. It's only when you give an A to somebody that you can tell the truth to them. I got it when I had a fantastic young conducting apprentice, and he didn't do an assignment I gave to him, and I blew him up, but with love, with energy, with joy. Of course I know he's as committed to this thing as I am. Of course he wants to hear what I have to say. So these two worlds are worlds of attitude. Here my students are not very good. They're competing. They are worrying. They're up against it. Over here, well, let's look at it in action. I brought along a young cello player. This is Nikolai. Nikolai is a high school student. He lives around here. I thought it'd be nice to bring him along to play for you. So let's get that chair. Here's the chair. Nikolai is a high school student, and he lives around here. And I met him recently because he came down to Boston to play for a while. And I thought he was a lovely player, and I thought we'd bring him along. Nikolai, how old are you, 17? 15. Good Lord. Wow. Really? Wow, I thought you were an old man. Wonderful. That's great. 15. That's great. So, Nikolai, you're going to play a movement of Bach, a bourrée, right? How are you feeling about playing for these people? A lot of people, right. A lot of people. Well, let me tell you a story, Nikolai. There are a lot of people. You have no idea how many people there are these television cameras. There are millions of people. Okay, so Nikolai, you've heard of Jacqueline Dupre, right? Jacqueline Dupre, you remember who that is? Jacqueline Dupre was the greatest cellist of her generation. And Jacqueline was age 5. 5 years old, she went in for her first competition, and she was seen running through the corridor with her cello like this. And one of the guards saw her and said, well, I can see that you've just played. She said, no, I'm just about to. This is a 5-year-old who realized what a joy, what a privilege it is to play for people. How are you feeling now? Great, terrific. Off you go. Great. Terrific. Wonderful. Beautiful. Great. Great. Okay. Great. Yeah. It's good. It's okay. Great. They're very nice, warm, generous people. So great. You're wonderful, Nikolai. You're great. You made a mistake in the middle, and you made a face. You remember you forgot a little bit, and you went, like that. People do that when they make mistakes. I recommend when you make a mistake to go like this. How fascinating. It's much better. It's much, much better because it takes away that, you know. So, how fascinating. Try it on the golf course next time you're out. Yeah. It's actually quite difficult to do because when you make a mistake, the body pulls down, you know, it pulls down. Try it next time you make a mistake. You're just about to pull down, you say, how fascinating, like that. It's very good. It's the reason why if one of my students has a problem, you know, I had a wonderful singer in my class, and usually he was very cheerful, participated, energized, sitting in the front row, and so on. One day he came in white as a sheet, face like that. And I went up to him after. I said, what's the matter? And he said, my fiancée left me, and I'm not sure it's worth going on. I don't think he meant with the class. This was more serious. Anyway. So I put my arms around him, consoled him, but secretly inside I was saying, great! Now he's going to be able to sing that Schubert song about the man who lost his beloved. Okay. Okay, so you're great, you're wonderful. What is a bourrée? What is a bourrée? Some kind of a dance, absolutely. It's a dance. Now, did you notice while you were playing if there was anybody out there who looked as though they wanted an irresistible desire to get up and dance? Not really, no, I know. Well, let me tell you something about music. I have to explain something here. If you have a 7-year-old child playing the piano, you know, this is what you usually hear, right? Well, you remember, some of you apparently recognize this child. Now, they practice and they take lessons and then they're 8. And then they're 9, they practice for a year, and then they're 9. And then they're 10, they practice for another year, and they're 10. At that point, they usually give up. But if they'd wait one more year, they'd play like this. And what has happened is that there's a gradual reduction of impulses, because the first one plays on every note. The second one, every other note. The third one, every 4th note. The 10-year-old, every 8 notes. And the 11-year-old, one impulse on the whole phrase. I don't know how I got into this position. I didn't say, I'm going to move my shoulder, move my head. No, the music pushed me over, which is why I call it one buttock playing. Could be the other buttock. One buttock playing. You know, it was so funny. It was so funny. I was working with a pianist, a young pianist, and he was playing well. It was good playing, but it was stuck. You know, it was stuck. So I said, the trouble with you is you're a 2-buttock player. You should be a 1-buttock player. While he was playing, I moved his body like that. Whoo! The music took off like that. And then I got a letter from a man who was the president of a corporation in Ohio. He wrote, I was so moved. He said, I went back. I transformed my entire company into a 1-buttock company. So here's the thing. Now you've got a very musically sophisticated audience right now, so they might have noticed that you were making a lot of beats. Da da tum ba ba bum bum pim ba ba bum ba ba pi. So if you were to reduce those impulses, would you do da da tum ba ba bum bum pi or da da tum ba ba bum bim pi? Which would you do? The second one is the natural one, because the music goes up, there's a chord, even a trill, da da dum ba ba bum bum, all that. But actually, when you think of it, you've got this. Look. Dee dee dee, da da dee, Isn't that right? Da-da-dum, ba-da. That's structurally the most important thing. So could you begin with a big impulse on the first one, which carries you through the phrase? So ta-ta-tum, ba-ba-bum, do that. Yeah, more than that. Just do those three notes. Da-da-dum. Right, and then take a break, and then do da-da-dum. And then, exactly. Now with a little space in between. The first one, da-da-dum. 2, 3. Now, throw it like a ball, Nikolai. Throw it to me like a ball. All the way over here. Da-da-dum. Now throw it right to the back of the park here. Right, here. Now put the music in between. 3. There it is. Beautiful. Great. Brilliant. Brilliant. Now, next phrase. Do the next phrase. Good. Now, what you've got is you've got a scale. Da-da-dum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. Just do that. Da-da-dum, la-dum, la. Great. Now do it on one buttock. Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, so. Perfect. And now add the little notes in between. Da, 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 da. And is it ya pa 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 pi or ya pa 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 pi? Which one is it? Second one, exactly. So yeah. So again, ya da 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 di 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 on one buttock. And then he goes to D. And that was so beautiful that we want to hear it again from the beginning, which is why Bach wrote a repeat sign. Okay, so do it from the repeat. Okay, with 3. And then he goes to D. Oh, was that beautiful? Okay, now. Next phrase. Da, 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 ya, da, da. Good. Now the D, da, 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 goes to where? Da, 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 goes to which note? Which is the, no, actually that's an inner voice. Da, 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 ya, da, da, dee, da, 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 da. To the, see, da, 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 dee, 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 da, 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 da. E, exactly. So can you tell them with your playing? Good, good. But if you really want to make it clear, da da da, ya da dee da, da 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 da, tea. You see, he's from Africa. He doesn't know about these things. Great. So tell him again, okay? Yeah, make the D really beautiful, because otherwise we won't care what happens to it. See? Do you understand? If it's really beautiful, we'll say, oh yes, we want to know. That's the only reason to practice. To make the notes so beautiful that we want to know what happens to them, right? Still, good, good, still more beautiful. Good, good, still more beautiful. Can you just play the D alone, just the D? Ooh. It's like there's perfumes. Woo. All right, now play D. Look, and she's going, yes, like that. Wouldn't it be nice if you were playing a concert and the audience went, yes, like that while you're playing? Great, do it one more time. There was one person in the 11th row who didn't get it. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, we made a mistake, so how fascinating. Okay, yeah. Okay, you're brilliant. Go, do it again. Right. Good. Go on, go. Is it da ya da 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 or da 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 dee? Which is it? Yeah, great. So go on now. Da ba bi. Yeah, don't make a face. Go how fast. Okay. Yeah, right. Oh, good. Now you've got a rising line. Da dee da 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 dee da 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 dee da. Yeah, it's that E again. All right. So you need a little time at the top. Make something special to go from da ba be. Good. Now, Nikolai, could you pretend you're having a good time? You look awfully serious. Try it. And when we get to that E, maybe you could even smile at the top, you know, because that E is so beautiful. Could you? It's hard to play the cello and smile at the same time. You know, it's difficult. But try that. Yeah, you got. You smiled after it. All right, you're not smiling after it when it's all over. But actually when it's happening, because you want to give them the impression that the sun is like the sun coming out on that E, isn't it? Try it again. Here it comes. Yes! Great, bravo. You know, they're actually clapping themselves because they don't smile that much at work either. Okay, go on. No, there's it's this A. No, A natural. A natural. Right, there, from there, yeah. And which is it? Is it ya-da-da or bo? Which is the heavy one? The G. Well, that's because you played a lot, or your mother played a lot of money for your cello, and you want to show how beautiful the G is. But actually, this is just an accompaniment, isn't it? And the C falls to B. Isn't that nice? And make that little sad, that C falling to the B. Oh, wait, the B comes from the C. That's all right. Try again. Yeah. Ooh, beautiful. Ooh. That was great. You know, it's amazing because they're very touched by that, and they're scientists and engineers and, you know, people like that. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, great. It's amazing what we can do, isn't it? Go on. One more time. Go on. Beautiful. Go on. These are sequences, so there's no heavy and light. Just go with it. Everyone. Yes. Bravo. Okay. Now. Okay. They know it. They love it. They want to hear it from the beginning all the way through without repeat, all right? And now remember, ya-da-dum, ba-ba-bum, throw it to the back of the hall. Are you ready? Good. It's very, very good. There's something missing. Would you come down here? Come down here. Just come down with your chair. I'll bring your chair. All right, come down here. Yeah. I want to introduce you to this gentleman. What is your name? David. Yeah, David. This is David. He's had a rather tough week. Actually, David's had a very tough month. Come a little closer. Because now along comes Nikolai with his cello to remind David how wonderful life can be. Okay? All right? You going to do that? Here we go. Lost a lot of money on the stock market. Sick child. Go on. Bad love affair. Grandmother is ill. Now look, come over here. Now look. Wait. No, just stay where you are. Stay where you are. I want to just say something to you. This applause is not actually for you. It's not even for Bach. Do you know what Bach wrote at the end of every piece when he finished a piece of music? Do you know what he wrote? For the glory of God. So Bach isn't up there saying, oh, thank you very much for all that applause. No, he knew it was about something much bigger. I call it possibility, okay? He knew that it was about something much bigger. Now, what they are saying with their applause is they're saying, thank you, Nikolai, for taking us to a place we couldn't reach without you. That's their saying, right? Now, I want you to look around. Look at this gentleman's face. Do you see his eyes? Look at those shining eyes. Look at this lady's eyes. Look at this lady's eye. Look at this gentleman. Look at this. If you had a picture of this man's face on your mirror when you practice, because, you know, when we're practicing, we get so anxious. We're so worried. He has a lesson. He has a competition. He's trying to get into another school. He goes like this, you know. It's all competition. He forgets the faces. Look at that girl. She's just a photographer. She's moved to tears. Everywhere. Now, if you knew that, do you think maybe that might change your practicing a little? I think so. Now, let me tell you something. This guy had absolutely no idea what was going to happen today. So this is what being available looks like. Okay, well done. Thank you very much. Now, look, I just got one thing. Right? I just want to get one thing really straight before you all leave. I know it's late, but actually time doesn't matter in possibility. Look, this is a world of a fixed reality. Over here, everything is fixed. The resources are fixed. So, of course, there's competition and domination and control and hierarchy and survival. This is what lives over here. This is about wealth and fame and power. Right? Those are the things we're looking for. Over here, it's a world of an abundance, because over here, there are only so many people who want to hear Nikolai play the cello, which is why there's so much competition. Over here, there are an infinite number of people who want to hear Nikolai play the cello. There are 500 of them in here, and another 3 million out in the world. Infinite. So this is an abundant conversation. You get that? It's a totally different place, right? Totally different place. So what we do when we move over from here to here, see, wealth and fame and power is what we're mostly looking for, except at PopTech. PopTech, we're looking for a vision for human beings. And leaders, the leader, the new leader, is the one who, first of all, can distinguish the downward spiral, and then has the capacity to move people over here. And I have a dream. I have a dream that every conversation this week will be in possibility. That when you go home, every conversation for a month will be in actually, I have a bigger dream. That you will live the rest of your life in possibility. That's my dream. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.